So good morning students, welcome back to my channel. Okay, so today I am going to discuss regarding the rights of hire purchaser and rights of hire vendor. Okay, in hire purchase system. Okay, and also I am going to discuss regarding the obligations of the hire purchaser. Okay, you see I have written many points, yes or no. Okay, so you have to know these points. Okay, so one by one I am going to discuss. Let us start with the rights of hire purchaser. You see, what are the rights of hire purchaser? First point, right to get possession of the goods. Okay, so the hire purchaser will get the possession of the goods, means he can take the goods along with him. Okay, as soon as he enters into the hire purchase agreement, okay, by signing the agreement, okay, and by paying the down payment. Okay, he can take the possession of goods, that is he can take the goods, okay, along with him. So this is said in point number 1. Then come to point number 2, right to terminate agreement at any time. So the hire purchaser has the right to terminate agreement, that is hire purchase agreement, at any time. Okay, but for that he has to give 14 days notice, okay, in writing to the owner, okay, that he is not anymore willful to continue with the hire purchase agreement, okay, and he want to terminate the agreement. Okay, he can terminate the agreement only after giving, okay, not less than 14 days notice to the owner in writing. Okay, that is said in point number 2. Then what is said in point number 3? Right to purchase at any time with rebate. Now as the hire purchaser purchases the asset under hire purchase agreement, okay, he can pay, okay, all the installments, okay, suddenly, okay, or pay the full price, okay. Suppose there are 5 installments, okay, suppose he has paid the first installment and the second installment, okay, then after a time being he can also pay the third, fourth and fifth installment together, okay, that is the full hire purchase price he can pay together and purchase the asset, okay, with rebate. Rebate means if the hire purchase price, okay, is paid fully, okay, before time, okay, then the hire purchaser will receive, okay, a discount. Okay, rebate means what? A reduction in the value of the hire purchase price. Okay, so he can purchase the asset, okay, he can purchase the asset at any time with rebate after the payment of the installments, okay, wholly. Got it? That is said in point number 3, right to purchase at any time, okay, with rebate. Okay, the before the payment of, okay, there is a time, yearly basis or half yearly basis or quarterly basis or monthly basis, okay. So suppose in the first year installments are paid, second year installments are paid, okay, after the payment of, okay, second installment, okay, after 6 months the hire purchaser want to purchase the asset, okay, by paying the full hire purchase price, okay, immediately, okay. So then he will receive a rebate from the hire vendor, okay, reduction in the value of hire purchase price, okay, he can purchase the asset at that time. So that is said in point number 3, right to purchase at any time with rebate. Then you see rights of hire are in case of seizure of goods by owner. Okay, so in case the owner, hire vendor, takes away the goods from the hire purchaser, okay, there is seizure of goods, okay, means take back the goods by the hire vendor from the hire purchaser. So at that time the hire purchaser has the right, okay, to claim for the installments which he has already paid to the hire vendor. So that is said in point number 4. Then point number 5, right to receive statement of account. Statement of account means, okay, how many installments, okay, whatever installments are paid, okay, whatever installments are payable, okay, a statement, okay, a summary, okay, a summary he can receive from the hire vendor, that what I have paid and what it is payable, okay, that he can receive in the form of a statement, okay, statement of account from the hire vendor. So that is said in point number 5. And you also try to write, remember the sections are important, like right to terminate agreement at any time, it is under section 10 of the hire purchase act. Then right to purchase at any time with rebate, that is under section 9 of the hire purchase act. Now come to the rights of hire vendor. Right to get full payment. So the hire vendor, okay, has the right to get the full payment of the asset. Okay, full payment. Full payment means what? Down payment plus the cash price, okay, including interest. Okay, he will receive from the hire purchaser. So he has the right to get full payment. Then point number 2, right of owner to terminate hire purchase agreement. The owner has the right, okay, to terminate hire purchase agreement at any time. Okay, so that is said in point number 2, that right of owner to terminate hire purchase agreement. Okay, so owner has the right to terminate the hire purchase agreement, okay, if he finds that the hire purchaser does not pay any of the installment, okay, or he is not fulfilling the conditions mentioned in the hire purchase agreement. So at that time the hire vendor has the right to terminate the hire purchase agreement. That is said in point number 2. Okay. Then in point number 3, right to forfeit the initial deposit. Okay, so on termination of the hire purchase agreement, the hire vendor has the right to forfeit the initial deposit. Initial deposits are what? Down payments or any installments paid by the hire purchaser. So on termination of the hire purchase agreement, the hire vendor has the right to forfeit the initial deposit. Then right to seize the goods. Okay, the hire vendor has the right to enter the premises of the hire purchaser and seize the goods, take back the goods. Okay, the hire vendor has the right to enter the premises of the hire purchaser who can take back the goods. Okay, that is seize of the goods, seizure of the goods. So this is mentioned in the under section 19 of the Hire Purchase Act. Okay, and point number 3 is also under section 19 of the Hire Purchase Act. Okay, and point number 5, it is right to recover possession of the goods. So the hire vendor has the right to recover possession of the goods at any time. Okay, when there is termination of the hire purchase agreement. Termination means what? End of the hire purchase agreement, and the hire vendor can recover possession of the goods. Okay, he can take back the goods from the hire purchaser. So all these 3 points comes under section 19 of the hire purchase act. Right to forfeit the initial deposit, right to seize the goods, right to recover possession of the goods. Okay, on termination of the hire purchase agreement. Okay, all these 3. Okay, termination means end of the hire purchase agreement. Got it? Now come to the obligations of hire purchaser under the Hire Purchase Act. What are the obligations? Obligations to comply with agreement. The hire purchaser has the obligation to comply with the agreement. Okay, the hire purchaser has to what? Has to comply with the agreement. Whatever is mentioned in the agreement, to pay the installments timely, okay, or any other condition mentioned in the agreement, so hire purchaser has to go, okay, accordingly, okay, according to the conditions mentioned in the hire purchase agreement. Then you say obligation to take care of the goods. Hire purchaser has the obligation, okay, to take care of the goods. Okay, after the payment of the down payment, the hire purchaser takes the goods along with him. Yes or no? Now he has the obligation to take care of the goods. Then obligation to compensate the hire vendor in case of any damage to the goods, okay, taken by the hire purchaser. The hire vendor has the, okay, the hire purchaser, okay, has to compensate the hire vendor for the damage. Then obligation in respect of use of goods, okay, in respect of if the hire purchaser is using the goods, okay, before he receives the ownership of the goods, that any damage, okay, caused, sorry, any damage occurred to the goods, okay, he has to, the hire purchaser has to compensate the hire vendor for the damage. That is said in point number 4, obligation in respect of use of goods. Then obligation to give information as to whereabouts of goods. The hire purchaser has to give information to the hire vendor about the whereabouts, means where the goods are. Okay, is it with him or with, okay, or in his godown, okay, or anywhere else. Okay, he has to provide information to the hire vendor about the whereabouts of goods. So you please mention these sections, okay, in your answer sheets, okay. So these points are very important regarding the rights of hire purchaser, rights of hire vendor, and the obligations of hire purchaser under the Hire Purchase Act. Okay, I hope you have understood whatever I have said. If you like my video, please subscribe to my channel, okay, so that I get motivated to make more videos. Okay, thank you for today.